You're watching Clevvertv's Eclipse Chapter Recap Series. I'm Jocelyn Davis, and this is Chapter 2. This chapter is called Evasion. It opens with Bella walking at school, unable to really feel free and optimistic like her other soon-to-be graduated senior classmates. Instead, she just feels almost sick when she thinks of graduating. Then, after meeting Alice, Edward, and Angela in the lunchroom, of course the conversation about graduation announcement sparks up. Alice says she's already done, and Bella says that they're pointless for her to do since Renee already knows when she's graduating. But Angela complains that she has tons to do. Bella quickly offers to help, since she of course knows that it will make Charlie really happy. Plus, Bella notes she's finally ungrounded and looking for something to get her out of the house. Then the girls decide that Bella's new freedom is definitely reason to celebrate, but of course Bella is quick to note that she's probably not as free as Alice would guess, and that she's definitely confined to the continental United States. Sort of a joke, but when you're talking about Alice, nothing and absolutely nothing is out of the question. And as much as she wanted to get all excited about the whole girl hangout section, Bella couldn't help but seeing Jacob Black's crumpled, pained face in her memory, reminding her again and again what she'd done. Her new freedom was not really real because she couldn't go see Jake. But Bella's thoughts were interrupted after seeing Alice's trance-like state, a look that she knew all too well. Alice quickly recovered and was super apologetic. In fact, she was a little bit too apologetic. Bella knew she had to find out what exactly was going on, but she didn't get a moment of alone time with Edward the rest of the day. And as if the day could not get any more odd, it closes out with a super strange interaction between none other than Mike Newton and Edward. Yeah, Edward offers to help Mike with his car troubles, leaving everyone completely awestruck. Even Alice seems a little bit surprised, telling Edward that maybe Rose should take a look and tell Edward what's wrong, just in case Mike actually does end up needing help later on. All of the car talk made Bella realize that Edward was trying to get out of talking about what had happened in the cafeteria at lunchtime. After dropping Alice off at the Cullens, Bella waits for Edward to bring up Alice's vision, but he doesn't. So they ride in silence back to Bella's house. Once in Bella's room though, Edward finally notes Bella's impatience, kisses her, and everything else melts away. Bella wishes she could just hold him captive before, of course, he pushes her way eventually. So Bella goes back to what she was doing, emailing her mom back. Bella recalls how she'd spent most of her life caring and watching out for her mom, almost like she was the grown-up. After all, Renee is married to a guy who's younger than her, while Bella is dating a guy that's literally decades older than she is. Interesting. Even so, Renee had told Bella on so many occasions that smart, mature people took marriage responsibly and didn't rush into things right after high school. They went on to college and had careers. If her mom only knew what she had planned. Yeah. Anyways, as she finishes up her email, Bella notices Edward staring at something in her room. It was the car stereo she'd gotten from Emmett for her birthday. Just another reminder of her disastrous 18th birthday. Then he shows Bella the vouchers for the plane tickets to visit Renee that the Cullens had gotten her for her birthday also. He suggests that they go for the weekend, but she of course becomes very suspicious. Plus, she doesn't want to make her dad mad after everything they'd already been through. Then Bella is reminded of lunch again, so she asks what Alice had seen earlier. Edward explains that she saw Jasper in the South with his former family and that it has her worried, but that he of course has no plans or intentions of going back. Bella scolds herself for her crazy imagination. Then they head downstairs for dinner and some homework. Charlie's in a really good mood. He tells Bella that they're invited to a playoff party at La Push that weekend. I am so sure that Edward is loving this moment. Then Edward, oh so coolly of course, and calmly, tells Charlie about the plane tickets that she'd just gotten for her last birthday, causing Bella to drop her plate. Edward says the tickets are just about to expire, and Charlie says he thinks it would be a good idea for her to visit her mom. But this is before he knew there was a ticket for Edward too, which sends him into an outraged fit. A fight between Bella and Charlie goes on now, and Bella tells him that he wouldn't care if it were Jacob she were going with, oh snap. Then Bella says that she and Edward are going out, after which Bella demands that Edward tell her what exactly is going on. Edward says that Bella's been talking about Renee a lot in her sleep and worrying about her. So this was his way of getting her to visit her mom. But things still didn't really seem to make sense. Then another little light bulb goes on and Bella realizes that maybe this whole trip is in reaction to the party on La Push during the coming weekend. Of course, Edward says that, well, she wouldn't be going either way. After visiting with Esme for a bit, Bella goes back into her house alone. Charlie asks her about her evening before really getting to the point of what he'd always wanted to say. He seemed pretty uncomfortable, pacing around a lot, not really finding the words. Then he starts talking about her and Edward being serious. Of course, Bella can quickly see where the conversation is going and says, "Oh no, please tell me that you are not trying to have a sex talk with me." Talk about super awkward, right? Bella insists that her relationship with Edward, it's not like that, but her dad just keeps going and going and going. So finally, Bella caves in completely mortified, telling her dad that she's a virgin. So after that painfully awkward moment, she tries to take off for bed, but her dad isn't happy yet. Charlie changes things up by asking how she's balancing her friends and Edward, and she tells him about Angela, but that she hasn't really figured Jake out yet. Then she finally escapes to her room, but she is so restless. She realizes who she wants and who she needs to talk to in person: Jacob. So Bella runs quickly downstairs, of course getting her dad's permission in no time flat, and heads to La Push feeling like a fugitive almost. Hello, Charlie is like the president of the Jacob fan club. Am I right on this or what? Anyways, there was only one huge problem. Bella's car wouldn't start. That was when she noticed Edward was also in the car with her. He'd already known what she planned to do. Alice, it had to be Alice's doing. Sneaking out of town can be a real challenge when your best friend sees the future. So Bella slammed the car door shut, heading inside. Edward says he'll understand if she leaves the window closed to him later in the night. Obviously angry, Bella told her dad that the car wouldn't start. He even offers to let her drive his police car. Whoa. But running upstairs, Bella heads to the window, leaving it as wide open as it would go. So sweet. And guys, that's chapter 2. So here is the question. We know that Charlie's a fan of Jacob's, but here's what we're wondering. Is he only a fan of Jacob because he's anyone other than Edward? Or does he have a certain trait that you guys think Charlie really connects with? Give us your answers right here. And look forward to chapter 3. That's coming very, very soon right here on Clevvertv.